name is Scott Cormode. I am the Hugh Professor of Leadership Development at Fuller Seminary, and I've been doing this kind of professoring for 20-something years, and it is a joy for me. When I was in high school, people would tell me over and over again, oh, you should be a minister. And I would say, God doesn't need more ministers. God needs more lay people. And when I was in college, I went to the Urbana Missions Conference, and I felt a call from God. And the call from God said, you will devote your professional life to serving God. And I experienced it as both a privilege and a burden, an obligation. That a privilege in that I will get to do whatever it is that I'm called to do, and that I will see that I got to do that every day, and I will find joy in it, and an obligation that says to do anything else would be to do wrong. And so I came to seminary expecting to be a minister, and found that my gifts for ministry were fine, but it didn't feel like quite the fit. And then at one point, I wrote a paper for a professor, and he asked me to come to his office, and he said to me, you should be a professor. He said, I can see in this paper things that you cannot see in yourself, that what you see as obvious, other people don't see at all. And he said, I think you should try this out. And so I said, how would I do that? And he offered me a project that he was working on and said, if you can do an independent study with me, by the end of it, you'll be able to figure out whether or not you should be a professor. And at some point, I went home to my wife and I realized that I said, I can either be a professorial pastor or a pastoral professor. And what does this day and age need? It needs probably more of a pastoral professor. And so I did the project for the professor. I went off and went to grad school, and I would do the work that I do now for free. If I had to do another job in order to be able to do on the side what I'm doing now, I experience this as a blessing and as an obligation, but mostly as a joy.